Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. In this video we will see how we can create a user and also how we can create a group and how we can assign a user to that particular group. Let's try to see in this video. In the previous video we have seen about the chown, how we can assign a user or a group to a particular file. But if you want to create a new group in a Linux means how we can create, or if you want to create a new user in the Linux means how we can do it. Let's try to see this one. So now if you try to see the creation of a user or anything, so what we can do is there are a couple of ways to create it. So one is through the graphical user interface. If you try to see through the graphical interface, if you go here and if you search for in the settings, if you go here and in the settings in the Ubuntu, I am telling you about in the Ubuntu. So in the graphical user interface, if you click on the user, so here you can see and you can unlock it and add a user. So there are two types of users, that is nothing but standard user and an administrative user. Standard user means who cannot have the access to implement the super user privileges, whereas the administrator user means so who can have the privileges to use the root privileges, that is nothing but sudo. So now if you go to the terminal, in the terminal side, if you want to create a user means how you can do it. So for creating a user, so what we need to do is we need to have a super user permissions, and for checking that one, so how you can check it is who am I. So if you try to check, so this is the test user, and if you try to do sudo -l means then it will give you test 1 2 3 4. So here it will give you the permissions that so the test user may run the following commands. So that means all commands he can run. So that means he has the sudo privileges. So for the user who has the sudo privileges can create a new user. Now for creating or adding a new user, what is the command we need to do it is, so the command is add user. So add user and you can give the username. So for this one what you can do it is add user. Okay, so already we have test user and also the Leela. So what I will try to do it is I will create a new user, that is nothing but user1, let's assume. So if I click on this one, so only root may add a user or group to the system. So what we need to do, so here we need to use a sudo. So I will be using the sudo, and now automatically user1 has been created. It is asking you for the password. Okay, I will give the password. So some password I will give. So I have given the password. It will ask you some series of questions, so you can take it as a default one. So now automatically the user has been created. So now if you try to see ls, if I go here ls, so here you are having 3 home pages, that is nothing but 3 folders. That means 3 users are there, Leela, test user and user1 is also there. So that means user1 also has a separate home directory for this one. So this is all about the creating of the user. So now if you for example, let's say that if I go to the su-user1, if I go here and if I give the password, so now I have logged in with a new user. So whether this guy has a privileges or not, if you try to check it means, so let's say that sudo -l. Okay, that is the command, right? Sudo -l. Now if you try to give the password for this guy, so it will tell that user doesn't have the sudo. So if you want to give him the root privileges for the user1 means, then what you need to do is, so let's go outside. So why? Because he doesn't have a sudo privileges. So test user has the sudo privileges. So then for this guy what we can give it is sudo usermod -a g sudo and the so I am giving the sudo privileges for the user1. That's it. So it has been assigned. So now if you try to go to the user1 and if I try to give the password, see now to run a command as administrator using root, use the sudo command. So now this guy has a sudo privileges. If I try to check it, so it will ask you some series password again. So now this user also has a sudo privileges. So this is how you can create a user and also the sudo privileges for this. So this is how it will work. Now we have learned how to create a user for this one. So now we will learn how to create a group. So how we can create a group for this in the Linux, we will see. So normally if you are having user1, right, if you want to check all the if you want to check all the list of groups and all those things, means just you can type groups. Sorry, this is groups. So that will give you all the list of groups available in this user. So user1 and sudo. So this user1 will be the default group which is created at the creation of the user only. So sudo means nothing but the user which we have created. If I go to the exit, and here if you try to see groups means, so it will tell you that test user is the only group which we are having. That means it is created at the time of creation. So now if you want to check groups for a particular user, means groups user1, it will give you the user1 has this, belongs to this group. And if you try to check groups Leela, which is available for us, and Leela belongs to Leela and new underscore group, a new group is there, new underscore group. So these are the different types of groups which we are having. So now if I want to create a group and add this one, means, so what we can do it is, for example, let's say that for the user1 I will create a new group. Okay, so here what I can do it is sudo group add, or otherwise we'll try to see it, group add, what we can say it is, which group we can create it. Let's say I am creating a group that is nothing but sports group. Okay, sports group. So this is the group which I want to create. If I right click here, okay, so I cannot create the group it is saying, so let's create it with a sudo. So automatically the group has been created. If you try to check the groups here, so groups means, so already the group has been created. Now if you want to add this group to a particular user, means, then what you need to do is sudo usermod, okay, usermod -a -g, okay, new group. So what is the new group? That is nothing but sports group. So I will be giving the sports group. So which group I will give? User1. So now, sorry, user mod we need to give automatically the sports group. So here if you try to check the groups user1, means, so the sports group has been assigned to the user1. So though it belongs to a sudo group which has a sudo privileges, sports group, and also the user1 is the default group. So now the user1 has belongs to a group sports group. Fine. So now let's try to check it here. So we are having these all the things, right? So let's create touch badminton.txt. So I am creating a badminton. So let's try to create with a sudo. So now if I try to check ls-l, so this one has a permissions rw for the root it is having. So I want to change the group for this one. So I want to change the group for this one. So how we can change this group? So now we can use something like chown. What we can do? So chown it belongs to user1 and the badminton.txt. That's it. So now it is not permitted. So now if you try to do it here, ls-l, now this one belongs to a user1. So now this belongs to a root. So if I want to change the group for this one, means, so how can I change it? So automatically sudo chown, I want to change it to sports group, and that is nothing but badminton. That's it. So now if you try to check it here, you will be able to see user and sports group. So this is how you can create the user in the, you can create a user, you can create a group and we can assign it to the user. So this is all about the brief introduction about the groups and the user. So if you want to delete the user, means, so you can directly delete the user using user del command. So for example, let's say that sudo rm-r badminton.txt, means automatically this one has been deleted. So now if I want to delete the user1, means, so what I can do is sudo user del, and if I want to delete this one, the home profile also, I can use it like this, user1. Automatically, okay, user1 is not found, it seems. So it is somewhat difficult to remove it. So we should not do it like this. User1 doesn't exist, it is saying. So okay, fine, leave it. So this is how we will be deleting the user del. So we should not do it like this. So now this is all about the user creation and the group creation. Just we'll focus on the user creation and the group creation. Hope you understood about the concept. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.